So apparently you guys liked it when I talked about cartoon reboots. Baby! And like any good YouTuber, I'm going to capitalize on this. So welcome to Cartoon Reboots 2 Electric Boogaloo. So I got a lot of comments talking about reboots I should cover if a sequel happened. And I'm going to run through a couple of the suggestions I got. One I happened to see a lot was TMNT 2003 and TMNT 2012. I'm gonna say this, I really want to talk about these, but I'm currently working on a TMNT video that covers the movies and will most likely get a second part talking about the TV series. Another one I got was for a show called Polly Pocket, and I'm sure it's a great series, but I don't need my roommate thinking I'm a weirdo. Anyways, those were the main ones I wanted to address, but without further ado, let's talk about some cartoon reboots. So the first one on the list is the DuckTales reboot that was honestly one of my favorite shows to watch on the Disney Channel in 2017. Don't get me wrong, I love the original that my dad put me on, but for me personally, the 2017 reboot is one of my favorite series that Disney Channel has made. It's so good, and not a knock towards the original, but I feel like this series did a much better job at giving Dewey, Louie, and Huey a personality, and also that theme song for the opening just slaps. I'd say it's honestly on par with the new Fairly Odd Parents reboot song. Also, I like overarching stories in animated cartoons, and this is also one of the overarching stories that I just really liked. It's so good, and the mystery surrounding the Three's mom, Della, was really good. All in all, I highly recommend this series. It is easily the show I always look forward to when I got back home from school. The next series I have on my list is a childhood classic of mine. And plus, with the new movie that just came out, it's Transformers Prime. Transformers Prime was easily my favorite cartoon. I'd honestly put it in my top 10 cartoons from my childhood. Plus, aside from Danny Phantom, this was one of the first series I watched that had continuity. Also, this series has my favorite depictions of Optimus and Megatron, because Optimus, while he's still the stoic leader that everyone is familiar with, he also comes across as a more realistic leader because he's willing to show his flaws. He can get angry, be disappointed, and be comforting to his comrades. I'd honestly say that this Megatron is my favorite because while he's still evil and brutal, he is also very smart and calculated for a leader. For the most part, I still to this day will never understand how he did just murder Starscream after that space bridge implosion shit. Plus, these two together actually feel like they have history together, which honestly is something I've never really felt when it came to any of the other Transformers shows. Plus, all the characters in the show feel fleshed out. Like, I have an actual connection to all of them. Also, this show delivered some amazing action scenes. Like, the Optimus and Megatron volcano fight is just so good. This is one of my favorite series and reboots when it comes to cartoons, so if you're a fan of Transformers, I highly recommend checking this out. So, I'm a massive sucker for mysteries, considering murder mysteries are easily some of my favorite movies, and I gotta thank the original Scooby-Doo series for that. But while I love the original series, I just happen to really love this one a lot more. Besides Season 2, we don't talk about Season 2. But Season 1 is great. It has the overarching story I love, an overarching mystery of the series that was honestly just really great. And also, this reboot is honestly just really funny. Like, they got away with a lot of adult jokes.
No, don't!
Traps Illustrated?
But I really recommend checking this out. Only the first season though, you do not need to worry about Season 2. There is no Season 2 that exists. Well, it took me long enough, but we're finally to the reboots that I honest to God think are trash. So, this series was a regretful watch of college boredom. And oh boy, the boredom must have been thick the day I binged this, because this was bad. I mean, I knew before I watched this that it was bad, but I had hoped that this was at least going to be enjoyably bad. But no, this, without a doubt, was one of the most unfunny comedies I have watched. Plus, they keep poking fun at the audience who was going to watch this with jokes like this.
You know what 420 is, right?
Yeah. It's code for adults who still watch cartoons.
Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Fucking bite me. Don't even get me started at what they did to Scooby. That was just such bullshit. This whole show was a giant piece of shit. I'm glad Mindy Kaling didn't return for Inside Out 2. I didn't even bother checking out Season 2. One, because Season 1 just left such a bitter taste in my mouth, and also, they introduced Scrappy into it, which kinda pissed me off, even more at the fact you didn't do Scooby correctly, but you did fucking Scrappy. Nope, we're moving on. Next. Okay, after that piece of shit, I want to talk about a show that was really good, and that is Danger Mouse. Probably the most British TV series I watched, aside from Austin Powers, of course. Danger Mouse is pretty much just an international super spy who has his assistant, Ernest Penfold, and they just fight crime. Like, that's pretty much it. It never tried to be anything more than just a silly spy mouse cartoon. It's good. It's honestly just really good background noise for me at this point. But I think those were all the cartoon reboots I wanted to cover. I'm really not sure if I'm going to make another follow-up unless you guys really want to hear me talk about more. Then I'd gladly do it, since cartoon reboots are like a bottomless pit of entertainment. But that's all from me. I hope you've enjoyed, and take care in peace.